All right, Shalom, Shalom. Giving all praises and honor and glory that is due to Yahweh Shemiel Shai, Bashem Rakakadash. Double honors to the elders and the apostles of great millstone who rule wells, peace and salutations and blessings go to the hopeful elect that is scattered abroad. All right, to you brothers out there pushing the truth with all righteousness and sincerity. All right, and to the Yahweh, the few sisters that are listening and learning to you, I say Shalom. Coming back at you with another quick lesson through the spirit and power of Yahweh Shemiel Shai. Lord, we're to find faith and lands of Yahweh Yahweh Shemiel Shai through the spirit, Rakakadash, I praise, and let's be edifying straight to the point. And let's get right into it. This is from ZeroHinge.com. It says IMF warned countries may cut off dollar reserves in response to U.S. sanctions against Russia. All right, why? Because many of these nations, all right, these other countries, they do business with Russia now. All right, and you got a lot of nations that are now doing business with Russia. And hey, they're abandoning Babylon, the Great America. They don't want no more dealings with Babylon, man. All right, which is a beautiful thing. These nations that are a part of the EU and NATO nations are now starting to hate the whore. Okay, so without further ado, let's get into it. All right, Lord, will not pray for us and be edifying. It said, let's just read it on down, man. All right. It says, during an interview with Foreign Policies, the IMF's first deputy managing director, Gilta Gulpinith, warned that Western sanctions on Russia, and more specifically, the confiscations of dollar and euro dominant reserves held by the Russian central banks, could backfire by making other foreign central banks more reluctant to hold such a large amount of their own foreign reserves in dollars and euros. All right, so hey, these nations are about to dump the U.S. dollar, man, and they're already doing that, which is going to further weaken the U.S. dollar, the U.S. petrodollar, and it's already been weakened. It's been weakened since the 1970s, man. All right, when they removed the silver and gold from it, okay. So the dollar has been being weakened throughout the decades, man, and this is going to further weaken the U.S. dollar. So this dollar is on the verge of collapse. And what they're gonna bring in next to replace this dollar, the M.O.T. to the B, man. All right, and y'all been hearing about the central bank digital currency. All right, we all know what that is. Okay, it's that digital tag, man. All right. So without further ado, let's continue to read on. For decades now, the international dollar-based financial system has been underpinned by free market principles. Unfortunately, when Western institutions effectively confiscate reserves belonging to an independent central bank, they cut against this notion and prompt other nations to ponder the possibility, however remote, that they could be next. Ultimately, it's likely that some countries will reconsider the wisdom of so heavily relying on Washington. That's heavy. All right. We are likely to see some countries reconsider how much they hold of certain currencies in their reserves, she told Foreign Policies, while Russia accused the West of trying to engineer a default on Russia's foreign currency bonds by restricting its access to euros and dollars. Gupta pointed out that the sanctions imposed over the past month have effectively cut Russia's ties to the global financial system, and a default, however technical in nature, will likely lock Russia out of said systems for years. Hmm. When you're default, re-entering into the market is not easy, and it can take a long time. The IMF is already seeing, excuse me, an increasing fragmentation in global payment systems. On Thursday morning, it was reported that Russia and Iran are working on a global financial messaging system that could act as an alternative to SHIB. You see? And hey, Russia, Iran, China, and all these nations are now, hey, They working on getting their own Federal Reserves now. All right. Hey, because they're moving away. They're tired of America. They're tired of these sanctions. All right. You got a lot of business. You got a lot of countries that do business with Russia. And these sanctions on Russia is cutting into these nations, interfering with these other nations' business to do business with Russia. So hey, they say forget it, man. All right. So hey, now these other nations like, hey, they just fed up. They're like, forget it. We're tired of doing business with America, Babylon the Great. They tired of getting burned by America, man. All right, let's read on. Of course, the IMF isn't the only institution to highlight this trend. For just another day, Goldman Sachs released a note warning that the twilight of the U.S. dollar's global hegemony could be at hand, citing the possibility of Saudi Arabia accepting yuan for oil instead of dollars. Whoo! Hey man, it's over. Leading the defecture fixtures in the edified of the petrodollars as evidence, man. So, hey, it's over with, man. All right. And I'm not gonna read all of this. All right, and put the rest in the description box. You can read the rest for yourself, man. But man, hey, woo, it's over with, man. All right, the crash of the dollar is imminent. All right, and this is what the man of the Lord have been warning you about. Okay, all right. Let's see what I want to get first. Let's get this. All right, this is Isaiah chapter 30 and verse 13. Therefore, this iniquity shall be to you as a breach ready to fall, swelling out in a high wall, whose breaking cometh suddenly in an instant. Let's see what this says in the NLT. I don't know why I closed that app out. Anyway, let's move on. Isaiah 30, verse 12. All right. Let's see what this says in the NLT. Isaiah 30 and 12. All right. This is the reply. No, Salaki, not 12. 13, Salaki. I'm sorry. Isaiah 30 and verse 13. Calamity will come upon you suddenly, like a bulging wall that bursts and falls. In an instant, it will collapse and come crashing down. That's what's about to happen, man. Okay? This economy is about to crash, man. This petrodollar is about to crash. This petrodollar, as you notice too, is nothing but toilet paper, man. Okay? It's not backed by anything anymore. Okay? It was backed by silver and gold a long time ago. But when they removed the silver and gold from it, hey, it's nothing but just toilet paper, man. All right? And they're about to bring in their digital system, man. And we all know what that digital system is, man. The one that's going to go in your right hand or any hand. All right? Your forehead. Okay? That's prophesied Revelations 13:16. That John on the island of Patmos saw. Okay? All right? Let's go to Obadiah. Let's go here. Obadiah verse 7. All right? All the men of thy confederacy have brought thee even to the border. The men that were at peace with thee have deceived thee and prevail against thee. They that eat thy bread, which represents the economy, have laid a wound under thee. There is no understanding in him. Let's read this in the NLT. All right, Obadiah verse 7 in the NLT. All your allies will turn against you. And hey, you see that now, man. Like you said, these nations are fed up with Babylon, man. These nations are sick and tired of doing business with Babylon, Great America, and getting burned at the end, getting sanctions put on them when they refuse to, cooperate, putting their central banks in, these central banks in these damn foreign countries, man. These nations are fed up, so now they're turning and doing business with Russia. All right, let's read on, man. Obadiah verse 7. All your allies will turn against you. They will help to chase you from your land. They will promise you peace while plotting to deceive and destroy you. Your trusted friends will set traps for you and you won't even know about it. Hey, it's over with, man. All right, let's go back. All right, read that. Let's move on. Let's get this. Zephaniah chapter 1 and verse 10. Zephaniah 1 and 10. And it shall come to pass in that day, said the Lord Yahweh Shah, that there should be a noise. There should be the noise of a cry from the fish gate, and an howling from the second, and a great crashing from the hills. Okay, let's read that again. Slocky. Sorry about that. Let's read that again. Zephaniah 1 and 10. And it shall come to pass in that day, said the Lord Yahweh Shah, that there should be Slocky. Sorry about that. Brother's going live on live camp, man. Slocky. Sorry. Let's read this from the top again. Zephaniah 1 and 10 again. And it shall come to pass in that day, said the Lord Yahweh Shah, that there should be the noise of a cry from the fish gate, and a howling from the second, and a great crashing from the hills. All right? It represents the economy, man. Crashing. Let's get this in the NLT. See what it says. Zephaniah 1 and 10. Zephaniah 1 and 10. All right. Zephaniah 1 and 10. On that day, says the Lord Yahweh Shai, a cry of alarm will come from the fish gate and echo throughout the new quarter of the city, and a great crash will sound from the hills. Okay? That crash, the economy is about to crash, man. Okay? All right? It's going to be like the 1930s, man, when the economy crashed, the Great Depression, man. But hey, it's going to be worse than the 1930s, though. It's going to be it. All right? But hey, this time they're going to replace the petrodollar with something you're going to you can be forced to put into your right hand or in your forehead, man. All right? Revelation 13:16. All right? And that time is fast approaching. Okay? So this is the one reason they want to get the petrodollar out of the way anyway. Let's get this. Habakkuk 2 and 5. Yea, also because he transgressed by wine, he is a proud man, neither keepeth at home. Who is this talking about? Esau Edom, so-called white man, who enlarges his desire as hell and is as death and cannot be satisfied, but gathering to himself all nations and heaping them to himself all people. You heard your boy Joe Biden, what he said. What did he say? It's time for a new world order. That's what they trying to do. These dogs trying to do. And hey, you find out your boy is just a puppet for the elites. All right. So hey, these devils are thinking they're gonna accomplish their NWO. It's not gonna happen, man. Let's read on. Verse 6. Shall not all these take up a parable against him, and a taunting proverb against him, saying, Woe to him that increaseth that which is not his? How long to him that layeth himself with thick clay? That thick clay represents heavy debt, man. All right. So hey, America is in so much debt it cannot repay it, man. I think it's 220 $trillion in debt, I believe. All right. But hey, America's got a debt that it cannot repay. All right. So let's see what it says in the NLT. Habakkuk 2 and 6. All right. Let's read this in the NLT. But soon their captives will taunt them. They will mock them, saying, What sorrow awaits you, thieves? Who's the thieves, man? Esau, even the so-called white man. The biggest thief on earth. All right. Now you will get what you deserve. You become rich by exhortation. It's like I'm sorry, I'm gonna read that again. Get no insight. You become rich by extortion, but how much longer can this go on? Exactly. All right, and as a matter of fact, that reminds me of a scripture, man. Actually, I'm gonna stay in this. Let's go to here. Let's go to James 5. James 5 and verse 1. James 5 and 1. And notice what it says at the top. Warning to the rich. And who's the rich? The Edomites, man. The elites. They're the rich in this society. All right? The global banking families, man. Okay? Let's read. James 5 and 1. Go to now, ye rich men, weep and howl for your miseries that shall come upon you. Woo! Let's read this in the NLT, man. Look here, you rich people, weep and groan with anguish because all the terrible troubles ahead of you. It's over. Verse 2. Your riches are your riches are corrupted and your garments are moth eaten. Let's read this in the NLT. Your wealth is rotting away and your fine clothes are moth eaten rags. Yeah. Like it says in not James, but Job. Let's just go and get it, man. I don't want to butcher it. I'm coming back to this. Job chapter 5. No, not Job chapter 5, but Job chapter 20 and verse 15. Salaki. My goodness gracious. Job chapter 20 and verse 15. He has swallowed down riches, and he shall vomit them up again. Yahweh shall cast them out of his belly, man. Okay? So, hey, all those riches you devils have gotten by deceit and by fraud and by extortion, hey, you're about to vomit them all up again, man. All right, let's get one more before I go back. Let's get another one before I go back. Sirach 10 and 8. Or Ecclesiastes 10 and 8. Because of unrighteous dealings, injuries, and riches gotten by deceit, the kingdom is translated from one people to another. So this kingdom is about to be translated out of your hands, Esau, to the hands of the Israelites, man. Point blank, period. Okay, let's go back. All right. Verse 3. Your gold and silver is canker, and the rust of them shall be a witness against you, and shall eat your flesh as it were fire. Ye have heaped treasures together for the last days. Let's read this in the NLT. Your gold and silver have become worthless. Wow, that's heavy. That very wealth you were counting on will eat away your flesh like fire. This treasure you have accumulated will stand as evidence against you on the day of judgment. Whoo! Hey, that's powerful, man. Powerful, man. The words of the Lord Yahweh Shai. Powerful, man. Let's read on. Verse 4. Behold, the hire of the laborers who have reaped down your fields, which is of you kept back by fraud, cried, and the cries of them have reaped and are entered into the ears of the Lord of Sabbath oath, man. All right, the Lords of armies, okay, which tells you right here, it's not the Lord of Sabbath, okay, it's the Lord of armies, man, okay. All right, that word Sabbath oath. Let's read it in the NLT. For listen, hear the cries of the field workers whom you have cheated of their pay. The wages you have held back cry out against you. The cries of those who harvest your field have reached the ears of the Lord Yahweh Shai's heavenly armies. You see? Okay? All right. There you go. Verse 5. Ye have lived in pleasure on earth and have been wanton. Ye have nourished your hearts as in the days of slaughter. Let's read this in the NLT. You have spent your years on earth in luxury, satisfying your every desire. You have fattened yourselves for the day of slaughter. Man, that's powerful. Okay? Hey, and that's what these devils are doing, man. They're fattening themselves for the day of slaughter, the day of the Lord Yahweh Shai, fierce anger and wrath. When the M.O.T.B nuclear missiles gonna hit these damn devils, man, and destroy this wicked ass queendom. Okay? Verse 6. You have condemned and killed the just, and he do not resist you. You have condemned and killed innocent people who do not resist you. And that's what these devils do, man. All right, and there's a quote. I forgot what that quote says, man, but let's move on. All right. If somebody can put it in the description box, anyway, it's not in the description box, but in the comment board, Slocky. Let's read on. Ecclesiastes 12 verse 3. In the day when the keepers of the house shall tremble. And who's the keeper of the house, man? All right. these elites, they're going to tremble. And the strong men shall bow themselves, and the grinders cease because they are few, and those that look out of the windows be darkened. Why? Because they see no future. Verse 4. And the doors shall be shut in the streets when the sound of the grinding is low. No more work for Egypt, man. And he shall rise up at the voice of the bird, and all the daughters of music shall be brought low. Okay? There you go. Let's move on. And this is what coming next, man. All right? This is what's on its way. Revelations 13:16. And he causeth all, both small and great, rich and poor, free and bond, to receive a mark in their right hand or in their foreheads. All right? Any part of your hand, man. All right? And we all know what that mark is, man. All right? I ain't got to tell you. All right? Y'all should know what it is by now. All right? It's the digital tag. Okay? The CHIP. All right? Let's leave it there. Verse 17, that no man might buy or sell, say he that had the mark of the name of the beast and the number of his name. His wisdom, let him that have understanding count the number of the beast, for it is the number of a man, and its number is 666. Okay? Chi-side stigma. All right? And that word stigma means to stick, prick. All right? Let's move on. All right? And this is the punishment for taking that, man. All right. You bow down to this beast system and you take this devil's M.O.T.B. All right. To be tracked and all of that stuff, man. Hey, this is the punishment that's going to come. This is the punishment that awaits you. And I'm talking to you Israelites, man. You so-called Negroes and Latinos and Americans. Okay. Excuse me. Revelation 14:9 and 10. And the third angel followed them, saying with a loud voice, If any man worships the beast and his image, and receive his mark in his forehead or in his hand, the same shall drink of the wine of the wrath of the Most High Yahweh Shai, which is poured out without mixing into the cup of his indignation. And he shall be tormented with fire and brimstone in the presence of the holy angels and in the presence of the Lamb. Point blank, period, man. So if you take this double mark, you'll be left here to burn, all right, with ICBM nuclear missiles and laser chariot fire from the chariots of the Lord Yahweh Shai. Okay? So, hey, we're inching close and close to the M.O.T.B, man. Okay? Day in and day out. All right? So without, let's see, anything else I got? No, that's pretty much it. I'm in the lesson here, man. I made my point. All right? And I will put that article in the description box. I pray this lesson was edifying. All praises to Yahweh Shem Yahushua, Bashem Rakakadash. I praise the Lord Yahweh Shem Yahushua. This lesson was edifying. Call Halaylah, Yahweh Shem Yahushua, Bashem Rakakadash. Double honors to the elders and the apostles of great millstone who were well. Peace, blessings, and salutations goes to the hopeful elect that is scattered abroad. See you with another lesson soon, Lord willing. Kwam Yasharanga Shalom. Wild Bible Ball, about a one DTA, a Bible Ball. Boom! Let's go. All right. Till next time, I say shalom.